Hey, welcome to Industrial Live. I'm your host, Jeff Hine, where it is our goal to make you more money. Now today we're talking about one of the hottest topics of 2019, you guessed it, opportunity zones. Now I know many of you are familiar with opportunity zones. We're not going to go over the basics here, but we're going to deep dive into a few specifics that could either make you money or save you time and or money. So let's get started. Point number one, nobody is an expert. Now, opportunity zones were enacted in the 2017 Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. It wasn't enacted until 2018. Most people didn't hear about it until halfway through 2018 or so. But the point I'm trying to make here is that this is new legislation. There are still clarifications, interpretations. There's still a lot of uncertainty regarding this legislation. Even if you look at the original legislation, there are still many questions left unanswered. So my advice to you is anything you hear, verify it from at least two sources. All right, point number two. You don't need a big capital gains event to take advantage. You don't need capital gains, okay? Now, here's the most likely scenario how you can take advantage without a boatload of money that you just got from stocks you sold, for example. So let's say you're an ordinary investor, you invest in an opportunity zone asset. If you hold that asset for 10 years or more and you meet certain investment criteria, which we're not going to cover here, then after that 10 years, when you go to sell, you can cash out completely and pay $0 in capital gains taxes. Now, being able to defer or eliminate capital gains taxes, many savvy investors have been doing that through 1031 exchanges previously. That's nothing new. But what is new is being able to cash out and do whatever you want with that cash tax-free. Now, this would be especially useful for someone, for example, who's maybe thinking about retiring in 10 years. It offers a ton of increased flexibility. All right, point number three. Opportunity zones become less valuable at the end of 2019. End of year 2019. Okay, now the reason for this is that there's a certain group of opportunity zone investors who drive a portion of the demand that must invest by end of year 2019 in order to maximize their tax benefits. Now, in a nutshell, what I'm talking about here is anyone who did have a big capital gains event, if they're trying to defer or eliminate those taxes through an opportunity zone, they have to do two things. They have to pay those original taxes in 2026. That's the firm cutoff. They have to pay those taxes by 2026. And if they want to achieve maximum tax benefits, they also have to hold that asset for 7 years. Now, the most likely scenario that they're going to accomplish those two things is to purchase something in 2019. Okay, now I know we're talking about a lot of numbers here, but the main takeaway is that at the end of 2019, there are going to be fewer tax incentives, which is going to reduce demand. So if you're a seller, where things stand currently, 2019 is most likely the year you're going to see the most significant price bump in your property's valuation due to this legislation. So let's wrap it up and go over those 3 points again. Remember, point number one, nobody's an expert. Number two, you don't need a big capital gains event to take advantage. And number three, opportunity zones become less valuable at the end of calendar year 2019. Last thing, I want to know, what do you want to know? What's the thing that's holding you back from achieving maximum gains and maximum profit on your real estate? Email me at jeff.hein@svn.com and we might just cover it on an upcoming episode. Thanks for tuning in to Industrial Live. I'm your host, Jeff Hein. I'll see you next time.